What Matt say? Hey, man. Say, man.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Welcome to the Stuck in the Middle podcast where it's up and it's stuck air week. You know what I'm saying? Matt, our host is...
AKA the social cues.
Yeah,
Follow the social cues.
Man, let's just have a moment of silence real quick. All right, bet. Matt is out this episode, but he will be back next episode. So if y'all want to send him some little prayers and well wishes, please do that. Damn, just knock the mic over, huh?
My bad, Stucky.
Anyway, we are a pop culture podcast, and we try to bring you funny takes, but also give some real life advice to everybody who needs to get unstuck. We do that weekly, and what we need you to do is to +1 on all the plats, okay? +1 on all of that. What does that mean? Please follow us on all of our platforms. We are on everything, StuckyPod, TikTok, IG, YouTube,
everything,
Facebook, whatever. If there is a social media,
we in there.
We in there. StuckyPod. Go ahead and give us a follow and really follow and engage on YouTube. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're a little bit over 270 right now, maybe.
Yeah. We're locked in.
So so it's good. We want you to be there. If you do that, then we call you our Sims. You are a part of the family. Welcome to the family. And speaking of family, you know I keep the fam with me.
Yo.
Hi, Air Fred. What you got?
What up, y'all? Hi, Air Fred. For the win.
Oh, he got my line. B. Will Cooks for the win.
Oh, as we said earlier, Matt would be here, the official social cues, and I am Cori from Cori's Corner, and this is my pup Perry. I don't know if you can see him or not. He might be out of there.
Hold on, we skipped the whole part. The resident.
Oh, I mean, I'm the resident unicorn. That's what they like
to
say.
I'm about to say,
Resident unicorn.
got her.
You know what I mean? I do a little bit of everything, but I love that, and we all do a little bit of everything. So we have to start, as we start every single week, with the Stucky Week-cap.
I thought we'd start with the candle.
Well, I don't have a candle this week, so
okay.
I'm sorry. I was looking through all my scents, and nothing felt like the mood. Right when I'm smelling,
it's important.
Right, I'm like,
it gotta be
this is the mood
energy.
I want. Yeah. So sometimes I smell a candle, and I'm like, it smells good, but it's not the right mood.
It smells good, but it ain't it.
So there's no candle, though I am in a very jolly mood. If you can see my hoodie. I got Will Smith on a hoodie, man. It's crazy.
God. Hey, that 50th anniversary, you see the highlights?
Yeah, man.
He was going
crazy. But, you know, Will was a rapper before anything else. So
he really was.
Before he was the first rapper to get a Grammy.
Oh. I just
history.
recently learned that.
That's history, bro.
Yeah,
I was so
man.
embarrassed. I didn't want to tell nobody. I'll tell the truth. I just recently learned that when somebody said it on the video. I was like,
I feel like
a lot of people don't know
a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not.
Well, I call myself a music head. So to myself, like in the music community, I would be that, you know what I mean? I would be that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And because of his acting, he don't necessarily get the respect that he needs as a lyricist and as an artist. To me, he kind of reminds me of Ludacris, right? Where like Ludacris is a top-notch A1 tier lyricist, but because of his delivery, flow, and kind of goofiness, people put him to the side.
Yeah, which was disrespectful.
Yeah, very disrespectful.
Because Luda been in the game, killing the game.
His punchlines alone are
facts. Luda can rap with the best of them, and I will take that argument any day.
Any day.
Oh,
Shout
out to Stat.
Oh,
that's the jam.
Stucky Yucky.
Stucky Yucky.
Hey, okay, we may have to get that remix.
No.
Luda, get on the track.
Please.
Luda, get on the track, please.
Don't sue us. Remix. Anyway, Stucky Week-cap. So we go into the what's got you stuck this week. We start with you, Higher Fred. What you got?
Boy, I'm stuck. I'm clock watching, bro. I know I said it last time.
It's almost break time, my boy.
Well, I'm clock watching. I got 8 hours left to work for the rest of this semester.
Oh, 8 hours. Good. You got Monday, Tuesday off?
Yeah, bro.
Amen.
I'm clocking out Friday at 5, bro.
Every time we're in the text or something, we're always busy because of this guy right here. This
Stay
boy
working,
is busy.
bro. Yeah. Stay working. So 5 o'clock tomorrow, which it'll be days later if y'all see this, but still, 5 o'clock. I'm out of there.
God, I feel you, my boy. I feel you.
Look, when I tell you I'm screaming for joy, I'm screaming, bro. When I get out that, I might kick the door down. I don't even care.
It's
bro.
a Kit Kat commercial. Give me a break.
Yes, give me all the breaks, bro. I'm out that thing. I'd be willing to sit in traffic if it means I can hurry up and get up out that office.
Man,
wow.
I heard a good perspective today about traffic too.
I want to hear what's up.
Was it off of my Snapchat?
I don't know if it was off your Snapchat. I didn't check.
About people driving in the left lane? Go ahead.
That's funny. I actually saw a guy, though, who was talking about how he doesn't like traffic apps if you know where you're going. And they were like, why? And he was like, because it's a mindset. Basically, we have to start submitting to things and adding it into our life. And it's going to help us appreciate things more. Meaning, if you live in a city where there's going to be traffic, instead of you trying to find 1,000 different ways to circumvent the traffic to get to work 3 minutes earlier, submit to the traffic. Understand that there's going to be traffic. Plan for that, but also take the time to sit in it. Listen to a podcast. Call an old friend. Yeah. Do something in that time. So I was like, I kind of
get down with that, but
I kind of too if you have the opportunity.
Yeah,
well, I think you like that and I like that because I've always said, I've heard you say this on your story. The best thinking comes in the car.
100%.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I think you said, "Hey, should I even start?" What'd you say? Should I start a podcast
in the car? Yeah.
That car is legend. That's the best thing you can do.
I still might do that.
I love traffic, bro.
Got Cori's corner. I might have Cori's car.
Bro, running a podcast.
It's like if I'm not driving. Let me rephrase that by saying, if I'm not driving in traffic, I don't care. But if I'm driving,
I control the radio.
You control everything.
If I'm driving, traffic gives me way too much anxiety. But submitting to it is I plan accordingly. I get to work early. Like I get to work and leave work at non-traffic times. So I created luckily I had the flexibility to create my schedule where so normally it's 8 to 5. Well, I'm 7 to 4 or 7:30 to 4:30, something like that. And if I skip lunch, I can get out even sooner. You know? Because and it's literally, I hate to say it, but I've submitted to it because that has literally controlled my day. Of all the things that bother me the most, I would rather not sit in traffic, which means, remember I used to get up at 5 a.m. to get to the gym? Mm-hmm. It was because I know I still had to leave the gym. That's a good point. I had to leave the gym by 7 to get to work by 7:30.
If you have the opportunity, because there are some people who are very much so, as far as their employers, they're sticklers on time.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have an employer who's maybe, it's okay with you being 7 minutes late, don't risk it. You know what I'm saying? You just, because let's be honest, somebody actually did the math too about how much time you actually save by speeding, and it's not a lot. Like, you really are not getting to your destination much faster. Even
I wouldn't say that I'm speeding.
No.
I'm just saying, like, I do know what you mean by people who are speeding. Like for me, I just leave early so that there is no traffic,
right?
So I can go the speed limit.
Most of the time, traffic's not even that bad anyway.
No, most of the time.
This 820 burst.
No, 820.
Terrible right now.
Now that one you might have to whatever he talking about fraud. Now you might have to go readjust that.
Or that Dallas traffic because it's
635, all that
75. Boy.
But anyway, what got you stuck this week? B Wood?
I'm just this same stuff job trying to get money to either do a cookbook or invest in creating more content. So it ain't nothing major. We just still trying. We shooting in the gym.
There we go.
You know what I mean? We trying to switch it instead of brick, baby.
Putting shots up, mommy. Oh my God, overload. Oh man, what's got me stuck this week? Started a new job and
y'all see the transfer?
The transfer portal. You know I reposted that.
That was fire.
That was fire.
I ain't gonna lie.
That was fire. People who I ain't even talked to in a while hit me up talking about, bro. That's
hilarious.
That was content.
That's what I'm saying. So people were like, that was probably. Out of a still photo, that was my most ever liked still photo.
Yeah, the numbers were crazy. What, 250, 230?
Bro, on Facebook, it was even going more.
Yeah, I know Facebook crazy.
Facebook was it's going crazy. Yeah. But I was just, I'm glad that people took it as in jest as it was, because it was just a joke and just like a funny moment, and I was able to run with it. But the job has been, I say stuck, it's just been like, it's a new week. I mean, my first week on the job, so everything is like drinking through a fire hose. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just feed you so much information. The cool thing about it is they have such a great foundation. I keep saying I'm drinking through a fire hose, but the foundation's already built. I don't have to build nothing. So really, I'm just learning
what's already in operation.
Exactly. And then
that is nice, bro.
Yeah, because if you go into a spot, as I'm sure we've all been in, you're going to have to learn something new anyway, but having to learn and build is two different things.
Yeah.
So I'm not in build mode. I'm just in learn mode. So
I'm about to say us in higher ed, bro. You know, I feel like every job we've gone to, we've always had to do
build,
both.
Bro. You have to learn and build. And I'm like,
we need you to come in and make these things and do this and change that. And I'm like, oh, so like you not only are you looking for my expertise, but you're looking for me to create.
But I think people can see that in y'all though.
That's
like
probably
they can see that y'all can take that. Like, oh my God, we got a savior. You know what I mean? Right. So they just put everything that they just don't. Because they know you can handle it. So I think that's just a testimony of y'all putting in the hard work personally. That's why I think like when y'all go to work and y'all be like, oh, it's, I just have to deal with it, whatever. I'm like, people come home first week. Oh my God, it's the worst week ever. But for y'all evaluate that different because y'all been doing the work.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just y'all done the work.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's been that's good perspective. It's been everybody keep asking me. That's the other thing too, right? Is that like everybody at the job is asking you, oh, how's your first week? How's your first week? How's your first week? And it's hard to really answer that because my goal has been this year and beyond is to honestly be truthful with people when they ask the question.
Yeah.
Right. So when people are like, how are you feeling? If I'm not feeling good, I'm gonna be like, like I've been better, but I'm trying to, get out the funk or whatever it may be. Yep. Not to say that you have to engage in the conversation, but I want to just continue to be truthful. And maybe I'm starting to gauge you to see if you're actually going to engage in supporting me after you ask me the question, or will you just ask me the question? Straight up. All week when people have been asking me, how's the job been? How's this week been? I'm like, it has been a lot. It has been great, but it has been a lot of information I'm going to have to sit with and really dive into. But it's been great. And I feel way better than I felt at my previous spot. So
that's good. That's good. As long as you're feeling better, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of jobs, we have I feel like a very particular Stucky situation. Hey, that was good.
I think it was a light skinned vibe. I didn't know. I need to just start going low, but then usually we have. Oh man,
but I still was above you a little bit.
No, that was good.
I wasn't a whole octave. I was at least half an octave.
As long as it sound good, we can have a double.
You know what I'm saying? We can have a double. Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. We were still harmonizing, bro.
Right? It did sound good without Matt. Hey, shout out to Sir Tay. Official social cues for the win, baby. It did sound good.
Yeah. All right. So here's what we're looking at this week. All right. First off, Stucky. Hey. So this one says, I hope you're doing awesome. First, love the show. Y'all doing some good things. So, kind of in a pickle at work, and I could use some grown-up advice. The vibe in our office is getting a bit weird because it seems like the boss is playing favorites. We're in an office of 20, and like 3 people are getting special treatment. Some folks getting all the nods, while the rest of us are wondering if we're invisible. They're being allowed to show up late without being reprimanded, but then the boss isn't being flexible with everyone else's schedule. Finally, asking those special employees if they want to run and get coffee and they can get something for themselves. We are noticing. I'm not usually one to stir the pot, but this is starting to mess with the team atmosphere. Any thoughts on how I can casually bring this up, without making it awkward? Or how do I mention something without the threat of retaliation? I'm all ears.
Sheesh, boy.
But first off, the favoritism is real.
Favoritism is very well. That's going to be real in any environment that you're in.
100%. 100%.
I feel for whoever. Let me just be frank.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let me just be frank. To be frank like hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
good. Feel like this is something I just got out of. But here's what I will say. Without making it awkward, take that out. Because here's the thing about being in any team environment or environment in general. If the environment is going to coalesce how it does, and what I mean by coalesce is the group is going to be the group. So if there is us 3, me, Higher Ed, Fred, B. Wood, Cooks, and we're chilling, and it seems like Jerm and Brian are maybe more of a cohesive duo, and I'm kind of on the outside, but we still work together as a group. But I'm seeing that there's things going on between these two that are not happening with me. There is nothing I can do when I bring it up to make it not awkward, because the elephant is being brought out of the room. It's being brought into the room.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about the elephant that's in the room. That's an awkward conversation to have, because 9 times out of 10, often 10 times out of 10, Jeremy and Brian didn't know that they were, in a way, excluding me.
Yeah.
So
now, in the sake of this, in a way, being treated as favorites.
As favorites, right? Yeah. They don't necessarily know that. They may just be feeling like, oh, I've connected more with these 3 people, and they're doing small things, and they're like, oh, this person would like this. And you know how friendships happen and they come together, right? Look at your friend groups. If you have a group full of 5 friends, do you treat maybe one more, solid than the other, or because I have more in common or whatever? So you're not necessarily intentionally doing it, but if the objective is to have a very cohesive group, it's hard to do this without it being awkward. It is going to be awkward. But here's what I will say. I was afraid to bring it up, just like you were. And like the coward that I was being, I didn't bring it up till I left.
That's accountability right there, boy.
I didn't bring it up till I left. I should have. And shout out to the person I talked to who was one of the big wigs at the place where I was working. He told me to my face, hey, I can't do nothing about your situation because you're leaving. You should have told me earlier. And I can't say nothing to that because he's right. Mm-hmm. I should have talked to him earlier. I have to be able to give him a chance to change the environment. Mm. So as much as you get into, hey, they're showing favoritism, it's starting to be noticed in the team, you still need to give them the opportunity to change the environment.
Can't assume.
Give them that opportunity. It is gonna be. Just give them the opportunity and see what happens. That's how you get unstuck from that for me.
For me, that's professional black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying professional sarcasm. He actually has degrees, mastered all that stuff and this stuff. That's what I would say. But if I had to say it professionally, that would be it right there. Like you can't assume nothing. How do you know it's gonna be awkward?
Yeah.
What if these people are waiting for this moment?
That's
like
true.
That's why I say, like, when people say, if you take it to a religious purpose, like if people say it's a demonic thing, I see why, because you could be blocking somebody else's blessing. Like somebody else could be feeling the same way you be feeling, but because, and it sucks that it has to be put on you, but you brought the topic up, so now it's on you.
Yeah.
So,
right.
And if other people feel like that, then talk to them about it. But I'm just saying, he perfectly said it. You can't do anything. Just put it out there, and if it's awkward to the point where you have to leave, then that was meant to be.
And that's exactly what I did.
That's all you can see. Now he's the guy. You know what I mean? So like I'm a journey guy. So you're always going to hear my answers be the same. Like I'm in love with the journey no matter what it brings. Now don't go reckless. Like there's a way to don't go my way. Like don't be too reckless. But seriously, there's a way to do it.
Yeah, you can be tactful.
And really, and I know you want to go, but I'll tell you one thing I'm trying to get better at is learning people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like that is once you can learn people and you can learn how they, like, not really, you don't want to foresee how they're going to react, but you could finesse. You could see what ticks them off and what doesn't. And once you learn that, it's over with. It's done. You'll be the person, oh my God, I could talk to him about everything. And that person. So that's it. But yeah, he said it perfect. Well,
look, I agree, piggyback, all that other jazz.
Yeah,
right?
Matt ain't here. No, Matt not here.
Yeah.
He's
piggyback all day. But no, in all honesty, you really got to think like, hey, what does this cause for? It's messing with the team atmosphere, right? Like this, in what I'm reading, this is your assumption, right? Because unless other people have also said, this is screwing me over, right? Like, because right now it's just what you perceive the team atmosphere to be, right? So here's some things that I'm going to say that you could do. There is the potentially professionally petty version of me that would give you this advice, but then there's also other aspects. So like, for example, when this boss asks that one or two employees to go get them some coffee, be like, hey, can I come with?
Yo, that's petty. Yes.
Like, because you're asking to join, and even if they don't want you to go, if they say no, that's calling it out in front of everyone else.
Let's get more information.
Yeah. Right. Yep. And no one's saying that, let's say the boss is petty back and be like, yeah, but I can only afford to get the person who's actually going for me coffee. Okay, cool. I'll just want to go get coffee in general. If you think about it, here's one thing that this is pointing out. These little coffee runs are efficiency blocks, right? So you're leaving your workstation, you're clocking out, but not really, to go get coffee. Let's say you're going to Starbucks, it's 2 blocks away, you got to walk. This is now a 20-minute to 30-minute trip of lost work efficiency. That's something that you could point out to your supervisor. Like, hey, I'm seeing these vibes. Oh, I'm seeing this happening. You're sending only these 3 people, and they're not completing their projects in time, or we as a team can't complete our projects because we're waiting for them to come back from coffee. Like there are ways to be tactful about it 100%. If it relates to, again, flexibility, be petty, professionally petty. And what I mean by that is
Pushing P.
Yeah, pushing P for
Whoa,
sure.
positivity.
But like,
Allegedly.
here's what I'm saying about that. Like, if that other boss is being flexible with just those 3 individuals and they're showing up late or they're doing whatever, and you have the evidence to show that they don't really have good enough reasons, then in theory, you can do the exact same thing. And by definition, that's a hostile work environment if they try to reprimand you for doing the exact same thing. Again,
this is true.
I'm giving you the whole
He getting deep.
runaround.
He's hard at Fred.
For
Come
sure.
on.
No,
Okay.
this is
Come on.
this game.
At the end of the day,
That is game.
Corey said it 100%.
Yeah, that's the only
It's
way to go.
going to be awkward.
Yes.
Yeah,
No matter
so
what
you can
avenue
move
you
past
chose.
that.
Yeah, whatever.
Just
no matter what
move
avenue you
past
chose,
that.
it'll be
Like
awkward.
you need to. I told my 15 girls this last practice. You need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Okay, because you can learn so much from that. All right. Finally, the fear of retaliation or the threat of retaliation. You mentioned that in your final statement.
Documentation, my boy.
Yes, boy. There's a term for us individuals called CYA. That means cover your tush.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Cover your hee hee. Whatever you want to call it.
Your
Yeah.
donkey.
Yeah, your donkey. Yes, cover your donkey. I like that. All right. So document. Everything needs to be emails. Everything needs to be signed. Whatever you want to do.
Follow up emails.
Yeah,
if you
follow up
talk in
emails.
person.
I'll be having meetings with people like, hey, just so you know this, or just to make sure this is what we talked about. Correct. Document it. Boom. Whether or not they respond, irrelevant. Like if you're doing that consistently, like there's no questioning why you're sending that email or why this was sent if you need to present that documentation to someone else. At the end of the day, another thing you need to happen is favoritism happens. It is unfortunate natural human nature that people develop friends. But here's one thing that you also have to realize. Favoritism doesn't always look the way it looks in your eyes.
Yeah.
100%.
Right? Like I could be busy as heck and I just really need a coffee. And I know that what I need as a boss, I can't step away from, but you could potentially step away from your project for a second.
Yeah.
And then I end up like, if I send you a couple times, you may know my order. So, hey bro, can you grab me a coffee real quick?
Right.
Get yourself something. I'm not thinking as a supervisor, I might not be thinking, oh my God, you're my favorite person. It's just, I don't have to constantly tell somebody my order.
Right.
You know my order now. Can you just grab it real quick? Because I need to get this deadline done. Whereas you aren't on the same timeline. Just read the room. Read people.
Read the room is big.
Yeah, read the people. Like know your colleagues, know your supervisor, all those things. And again, don't be afraid to have those awkward conversations.
Yeah.
Facts, man.
I'll say this quickly though. Like there is the other side to it because my dad kind of taught me this. Because I've sold cars. When you're the best salesman, they give you a demo. They give you bonuses. And what I did was I flipped it. I said, hey, what is this? I was like, well, why is this dude getting all this or whatever? I figured out why he got the treatment he got and flipped it on him.
Yeah.
So it's just you just gotta attack it, man. You know when you want to win, you'll win. So
Face head, no, for real. And sometimes it's just like, if I have built a relationship with this other person, specifically with a project, I'm gonna keep going to them because they already know what I need for the project to be done. So that's a good point to that. But just from me speaking from my own personal journey, and God placing me where I'm at right now with this new job, and it's been incredible. I know that that culture and environment wasn't for me, and it wasn't. I did the work to figure out that it wasn't just in my head.
Yes.
Because a lot of stuff, and I had to call some of my mentors and OGs like, "Hey, am I tripping?
Yeah, am I tripping?
Yeah, because you know how I can be.
I literally do that sometimes at work too, bro.
I respect your opinion, and because you know me, you'll give it to me straight. This is what's happening to me. Am I tripping? Sometimes they like you tripping on you and your feelings, but it's okay. Get in your feelings and then get out of them and keep on going. And then there were other times, which it tended towards the end to be more times where they were like, "Oh no, this isn't tripping.
Wrong.
That's wild.
Yeah,
you should never be in that type of position."
yeah.
That was the cursor for me to be like, I can't change this environment. I can change mine though.
Yeah, there it is.
So,
and application started.
yeah, I can change mine though. So I get up out of there. Once I recognize that I've done all I can to pursue the change and nothing's happening, that's when it's time for me to get on up out of there, my
slide
boy.
up out that thing.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want to just stay stuck and stupid.
Because you don't want to be stuck on the wheel.
Yeah, you're stuck in the wheel.
Hey, you know, Stuck on the Wheel is Stuck and Stupid, guys, but Stuck and Stupid is a segment where a person, place, or thing finds themselves in a stuck and stupid situation. Now they're going to find themselves on the wheel.
Yes.
On the
Stuck and stupid wheels.
Cori, spin the wheel.
Hey. All right, why are they spinning? Spinning.
Oh.
Oh,
Here we go.
Sorry.
Oh, I hear
my
it.
bad, my bad.
That's cool. Yes.
I love the music, bro.
Yes.
Draymond Almond Green. Oh, Draymond Green. Ding, 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 ding.
Let's talk about it.
Everybody in the world should know what's going on. Draymond Green has been in so many flagrant foul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 situations. He's been ejected out of games. He's done all the above. Is it stuck and stupid for people or fans to say he should get kicked out of the NBA?
You want to go first? You want me?
I'll go first.
Okay,
bro.
go
I
ahead.
ain't gonna lie.
Then at Core's Corner, sports. Come on, we need it.
This is what I do, and this might be a hot take. I hate to say this, man. I hope I don't sound ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
If I'm the commissioner, that's the conversation I'm having with Draymond Green. Draymond, you get another flagrant 2 where you get ejected on something like this, you're no longer in the league.
You're gone.
No longer in the league. Let me tell you why. And I love Draymond Green. Every good championship team needs a Draymond Green. But here's why. The thing that I've learned from being around Matt and B. Will Cooks is whether it's a sport or not, if it's coming through that TV, it's a business. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a business and you hurting the brand.
Bad.
Yeah.
You hurting the brand. And we're having a different conversation. Excuse me. We're having a different conversation if the Warriors were still the number 1 Warriors.
Right.
Right?
Right. Where no one could touch him.
Where nobody can touch him. If Draymond's still doing this, goddamn. Listen, if Draymond was doing this when the Warriors are still them boys, people gonna let it slide. Because the one thing we know about winners in life is if you're a winner, we'll take anything.
You get away with something.
Here's a perfect example.
Yeah.
We can look at any big artist. We're willing to look over all the bad stuff they do or have done because they're at the top. They're a winner. The second they're not a winner, they're a loser, and we don't care what happens.
Straight up.
Look at R. Kelly.
Chris Brown.
Look at Chris. It doesn't matter if you're winning, we are willing to put something aside. Oh, buddy, who's a Wolf of Wall Street? He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who it is. So Draymond, if the Golden State Warriors were number 1, they were still on their path. They're clearly the favorites to be in the finals. I think this is you just suspend him maybe a game or 2. You don't have him do whatever. No, now he's suspended indefinitely. Why? Because the Warriors ain't all that.
You ain't TV time, buddy.
You're not TV time no more. So all you doing to me is hurting the brand. Ain't no plus side? Nah, bro. If I'm Adam Silver, I'm sitting down with Draymond, especially because Draymond a little bit older. Hey, man, it's a young man's league now. We got Wembanyama coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, do you see them workouts? I know it's a different topic,
crazy.
but them workouts he
Hey,
was
man,
doing.
Wembanyama. First off, the Spurs suck, but Wembanyama gonna be nice. Spurs
Women,
trash.
get up out of here. Go to the Lakers, my boy.
The Lakers or the Mavs. Come to the Mavs.
The
you know what
Mavericks.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Slide.
I'm
Luka
sorry.
needs some help. But and Kyrie.
Shout out to Cori. Please come here.
But you're not Draymond. You're not LeBron. Even though y'all best friends,
Yeah, you're not.
you're not LeBron.
It's okay, Draymond.
So you remember when you told Paul Pierce, "You're not Kobe. You trying to get that Kobe love. They don't love you like that.
Good reference.
They don't love you like that."
That's bars, bro.
No, real talk.
Bars.
He's
So
right. Only Golden State.
that's it. That's it.
That's not money. Like, compared to the world, it's money, but not like I'm talking about the world.
We not there. You're not the old Golden State no more. So Draymond, you really got to get together. Or I'm telling you, Adam's probably having this conversation with him. Like, yo, one more time, bro, and you're out the league.
Yeah.
Or
No, I again, like maybe I need to start going first because he's still in mine because that's black and white as it gets. It's just professionally, it's better than what I would say. Seriously, like it gotta get to the point where you just gotta. It's bad.
Mhm.
Like now I get it. I'll even give you 7 times. This is what maybe the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th
bro,
time.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, it's going crazy.
Like you've been suspended multiple games. When is it enough?
It's
And
like a
my thing
flagrant
is,
foul once every 9 games.
You can't act. So like you can't even sell that what you're doing
Your
is
stuff
like
is crazy,
fake, or you know, like you can't even flop good. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no Grayson Allen.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Grayson Allen, and we talked about this before the show. I was just like, I was going to bring him up. Grayson Allen is one of those people who, if he was even remotely on the same tier, would be getting the same type of conversation. Yeah. I agree. I do not think it is stuck and stupid for fans to think that he needs to be kicked out of the league. Because fans can think that way. Fans are the people who bring in the money. It is a business, so on and so forth, right? Yeah. Like him, Grayson Allen. There's a lot of cheap players, but Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, whatever his name is now. Like he used to be pretty cheap back in the day. That jab he did to
James Harden
ear or whatever. Yeah. Yo, come on, bro. Like get it together. Like things happen, and like we are all athletes, and we all had moments where cheap shots were needed to be given on the court or on the field, right? Like. There was never a time where I would do something so wild and so flagrant that when you saw me on camera, you didn't have to second guess that I did that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to give you a cheap shot, you really had to analyze that video and sit there, zoom in, slow it down, be like, I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. If I ever did something like that,
it gotta be questionable.
Yeah. Nothing. I've not seen any time where he's been like, his moves are questionable. I don't see it. I have yet to see the moment where his moves are questionable.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, he just gotta. I think they're fine. I think if you're not stuck and stupid at all, I think he just gotta it gotta stop, bro. Like Kevin Durant said it best: just go get help. If you're saying John Morant needs to go get help, waving the gun, I mean, it's not just. You shouldn't be doing that.
Need help.
No. John need help for sure. But if we say that he needs help, then Draymond for sure.
For sure.
Like we got super evidence.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. This is
Punching
somebody trying to watch
teammates.
this, bro.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Get help.
Well, and you're talking about player safety at some point too.
The player safety is serious, bro.
You got to protect your everything. So while there are a lot of things for basketball that I'm like, I hate that the league polices. And I'm so happy that they went away with the dress code stuff and people can dress how they want to dress and stuff like that. I do wish that they would allow more of the jawing back and forth and trash talk. I want to see a little bit of physicality, but within the means of the game. Yeah. Not no WWE.
Elbow to the face.
You know what I'm saying? He going crazy.
But that's why I say they need to get rid of him because as an NBA, I'm talking about the NBA Players Association, I would try to get him out because you're trying to get that. To your point, you're trying to get these calls out here for the refs to like not make these calls. He's not helping the case.
No, not even. That's a very good point.
Get him out of there.
That's a very good point.
Like he's not. It's almost like
he's the reason why we don't have no leeway.
100%. Like I know this is kind of different, but this is my issue. Like if I ever had an issue with Kanye, I like Kanye, but my issue is the way you're clout chasing. It's you're clout chasing at a time that we're trying to build as a culture. Are you the guy that I want to represent my clout? For my culture, because that's just what it comes down to. And the same thing with the NBA. At the end of the day, is this the guy? He's part of the NBA. He's one of the main players because he's on the Golden State Warriors. He's one of the main three. Do you want this guy? We're trying to push to get fouls across. Do I want this guy in the NBA to mess up what we're trying to get pushed across? This guy's he's a jeopardy for that. I'm sorry, bro. If it's me, I would try to get him out as a player.
Can't control him.
Bro, wait. Before you spin that, I just thought of something, bro. Remember a show we used to grow up watch? A show we used to watch growing up back in the day. He would crush Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh yeah!
Oh my, bro, that's a good call.
He, like bring that show back and bet money he would win the whole championship. Bro.
He would be him against Dennis Rodman, bro.
Oh, bro, that has to be like the championship battle, bro. That has to be.
They say cartooning's hard. I wish I
no,
had.
It really is, and that's not even cartoon. That's like claymation.
Yeah, that was way back in the. Oh, claymation is way harder.
I wish I had that's why I want money, man. I love getting ideas out because that would be just
tough.
to have that content,
bro. Someone, if you're watching the show, please create a one-time episode and then have them like climb the hill and they got a battle and then put him and Dennis at the top.
Make $1 million.
You would go crazy.
Bro,
channel go
period.
It'll go crazy.
All right. Spin that wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Stuck on the wheel.
I got it in my headphones now. Sorry, I took the sound.
I want you to talk about that because you brought this up like about 2-3 weeks ago.
I did, man. But go ahead, read it for the fellas.
Okay. Daryl Hall is suing John Oates, arguing in arbitration that he can't sell his shares of a Hall and Oates business partnership without Oates' permission. Is it stuck and stupid for Hall to get Oates' approval to sell his shares of the records he helped create?
Now, listen, this is tough. First off, they always make it a point that they've never went by Hall & Oates.
What do you mean?
They're always Daryl Hall and John Oates. They've never. We say Hall & Oates.
Well, I thought on YouTube it's Hall & Oates.
People their official name has never been Hall & Oates.
What is it?
It's Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Oh my goodness!
Learn
And
something
they
new.
like to
Breaking news.
Yeah, they love to like when people say Hall & Oates, they're like, that's not.
That's not
I
us.
never knew that.
Who you talking
Yeah,
about? 'Cause that's not us.
Now look, it's Daryl Hall and John Oates. We ain't Hall & Oates. Like it's a
Not
thing. First and foremost, shout out to some goats, bro. These two men,
Big records.
they goats of music,
Big
bro.
boys. Just look them up. Like
They
they're
goats.
big boys.
They up there to me with oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? He did the soundtrack to Tarzan. Phil Collins.
Yeah,
boy.
Phil Collins. Yeah.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah. Man, what would life be without Daryl Hall and for
Why you
and
think they
John
in
Oates?
court? I mean, he know they
But
money. They said
facts.
no.
For the sake of this conversation, I'm gonna call him Hall & Oates because
Right.
Is it stuck and stupid for Hall to have to get Oates approval to sell his shares of the records he helped create? Now, this could be a Stucky situation.
That's stuck.
Let me tell you why. From a music standpoint, right? Let's say I make a record, you and I make a record together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's always a split sheet. That's what they call it, like a split sheet, where you literally have to write out the splits of who did what, who gets what percentage, right? Oh, I wrote the chorus, but I didn't do much else. Maybe they give me 15%.
Mm-hmm.
You did this, you get 15, and we split 30 on and up, right? They do split sheets for every record. Every record, somebody's getting a split. Now, I would imagine between Daryl Hall and John Oates for the records they did together was almost always 50%. 50%.
50%. Yeah.
It was almost always 50% because that made the most sense. They were probably working on records in tandem. And of course, you know how things go. There are probably times where Hall did more of a record than Oates, and Oates did more of a record than Hall. But here's the issue. Okay, here's the issue. They released the records billed under Daryl Hall and John Oates, which means the master recording, which is when people say, "Oh, you're a masters." Everything is baked into that master recording. Ain't no splits in the master recording. The master recording is of Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Both of them. It's not just one.
It's not just one.
Yep.
So if you out here trying to sell something,
That's y'all's.
it's ours. What do you mean?
Bye-bye.
What do you mean? Listen, this ain't nothing. This is a perfect example. This is when people say, "Oh, marriage is a license and a business." It's because it is. This is exactly the same thing. They getting divorced and they're trying to figure out what the split is.
Who gets money?
And somebody's trying to say, "But I did this." But you did it while we was together.
Yeah.
So this is a tough. No, I don't think it's stuck and stupid for him to have to get approval. What do you mean? These are our records.
At all. Yeah.
From a business standpoint, these are our records.
Is it a way for them? And I don't know about music law as much as I know about like criminal law, stuff like that. Is there a way for him to sell and let Oates get a little bit more percentage? That way there's still some kind of ownership.
He could actually sell his half, but that's not the problem.
But you don't. Because he's giving his 50% to someone else, right?
Yeah,
or the shares.
But the problem is they already have, like, imagine Hall & Oates, right? Mm-hmm. They already have some of their stuff, like 100%. We'll just say 30 of that 100% is sold to another company. So they're only splitting 70%. These are all numbers I'm using by example.
Okay.
That's the issue. So
if they own their own masters, here's where it becomes even worse. If they own their masters, it's 100%. There's no other company in.
Oh, yeah.
But what people are doing now is very popular now amongst artists is that they're just selling their entire catalog.
Yeah.
Right? Basically, what's going to happen is they sell their catalog to Sony. Sony's going to buy their catalog and trade it and sell it and use whatever they want for it. And then probably in the contract in like 15, 20 years, they get the catalog back.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's a quick money grab, but also it's a longevity play. Maybe they get their masters back. Or maybe they're like, I don't care. I can just re-record the songs. But I want the $400 million now.
Yeah.
Right? The issue is a master recording. You have to think of it like this. It's the reason why Taylor Swift re-recorded all of her albums.
Yep.
Imagine it being like, I'm giving you a
CD.
Here's an example. We went into the kitchen and we're gonna make bread. I brought half of the ingredients and you brought half of the ingredients. And in the process, we made the bread. and then we gave the record label the bread. That's the master recording.
Yep.
So to come back, I can't split the bread. If I split the bread, I don't have one loaf. I have 2 halves of a loaf.
Okay.
Right? I can only sell the loaf. I can't even sell my half of the loaf.
Yeah.
Because if you sell your half of the loaf, you've effectively sold the loaf.
Right.
So that means if I'm going to sell the loaf, then you need my permission to do so. Now, if he wanted to say, fine, you can sell it, but I need half of your proceeds or whatever. That's okay, but that's still asking permission to do it. That's still us coming together to figure out something. Because I bet what's happening here is that Hall is saying, I want the money for our masters. Let's just sell our catalog. And and Oates is saying, I want to own my masters. I don't care about the money.
Yeah, that's what it is. He wants the longevity of it.
Yeah, so it's different like mindsets of, I want the money now, you want the money forever or whatever. He's like, I got more control. Once I sell my masters, I don't have the control of what they do with it. They can literally say, and pull down everything, and you can never hear another Daryl Hall and John Oates record again. So there's no control once I sell the masters.
Got it. So he is trying to be in for the long haul then.
Yeah. And there's other ways to get money. It's deeper because they can come to no agreement on cash.
Right.
Yeah, so it's because there's other. You don't have to just sell you can lease. You can do all types.
100%.
Yeah, so something. But again, I'm for the longevity. I'm not about selling my stuff. I'm not. Nah. Especially when you got big boy records. Only way I'm selling my stuff is if I'm like I can see Future selling this stuff. I can see that, but I'm not with the big boys they got.
Nah.
Jingle Bells Rock under your back. Man, come on, man. The most famous Jingle Bells Rock. I didn't say any just Jingle Bells. The most famous. Get out of here, man.
Man, I can't go for that.
Yeah, I'm not selling that.
Can do. Listen. I love them, man. I listen to Hall & Oates all the time, bro.
I'm not selling nothing.
All right, we spinning that block.
Let's
spin the block, man. Let's see what we got right here. Let's see. Waka. KRS One going up. Oh. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, parents and ladies and gents, and all parents, put the kids to bed.
Rated R.
Yes.
It's about to get rated R.
Don't. Is it stuck in? First of all, I heard this. Lala, I love Lala, man. Probably once a week she gets on IG and asks a question. It goes just crazy.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
Man, it's just crazy. So she helps us with our topics. You're a GOAT. Shout out to the light skinned queen too.
Keish.
You know what I mean? Is it stuck and stupid to have sex on the first date? Questions from Lala again. Anthony from IG.
I don't want to start this one.
Go ahead.
Oh,
you normally don't. So what's up?
I gotta shout out to the man out there. You feel me? No, is it stuck and
Be
stupid?
truthful.
I'm being straight up truthful. No, it's like it just depends. Now, there's two sides to it. Is there a thing out there that women, if you have sex on the first date, I think there's a double standard. Is that the right thing to say? There's a double standard to
There's
this.
probably definitely a double standard.
Like if women have sex on the first date rather than men, it looks different. This is just my personal opinion.
No, that's true.
Now, I'm saying that since I'm a man, having sex on the first date is no. Of course, this is what I want. But do I understand that puts a woman in a bad situation? Like, that can make her look different or whatever the case may be, 100%. Am I willing to take that risk? Yes. Am I immature sometimes? Yes, I am. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God, the whole 9 yards. I know you're supposed to wait till you get married, and I have to take that accountability. I got some things I got to work on, but I don't think. No, I'm just being honest.
I know
Stuckies, so y'all understand where I'm coming at. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, it is what it is, but I get it. Yes, it does kind of look fraud, but not for me. Give it up, baby.
Bruh. It is not stuck and stupid.
Oh!
It is not stuck and stupid to have sex on the first date. At the end of the day, as long as you're adults and you're consenting, have fun. Like, now here's the thing. If you are being pressured or anything like that, all of that goes out of the window. But here's what I would even say to go even further to that, bro. Let's just discuss that. Like, don't be afraid to have that conversation. Like, look, I definitely want to date you and I definitely want to go out on a date. But I'm also trying to smash.
I'm throwing some cheeks.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we do that first and then go out to dinner? Like, I need to, like, let's replenish after the fact.
Because if it's trash, that's going out.
But are we even in the atmosphere
some people need that rating.
Couldn't you do that on the first date?
What? first and then dinner, or
No, I'm saying, like, are we in the atmosphere in 2023 where we can actually have that conversation first date? Like, hey,
No, we could have it at any time. As a matter of fact, I would implore, especially young men, to be having that conversation up front.
Ooh.
I would implore.
But I wouldn't just put it on young men.
No. I'm saying the reason why I say especially young men in general is because of
I know where you're getting at.
In whatever sphere.
Yeah.
The stigma behind who is initiating, the opportunity also for there to be lack of consent is heavy. So that's why I say I implore it, particularly even on young men, 100%. Is because we don't talk about consent from a young age. And
that's true.
If you're having these conversations, you should be comfortably having these conversations. And here's the thing that people forget about consent or don't think about when it comes to consent. Consent is not only for them, it's for you. You are also protecting yourself.
You
know what I'm saying? So I would hope that this is on the forefront of people's mind, first date and beyond. If you are attracted to them and you feel that way, you could just be rocking with them like, oh, you cool? It's cool to date you. I ain't really attracted to you. But if y'all already had that like attraction and you like, you look good, I look good, my loins is kind of on fire. You should probably be having the conversation. Yeah. But finish your thought before I go.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's stuck and stupid. Consent is super important about it. I also think that you can do it first and then go out to dinner. Or you can do dinner and then do it. Whoa, like all of those things are the things that need to be in discussion. Like I do think there's a show on Amazon called Upload. I don't know if y'all seen it.
I haven't seen about it.
But like so it's very futuristic. And I saw something I thought was crazy, but it was so cool. But it was like their version of OF, right? And what they would do is like they had like cameras that they would pin to their chest or whatever, and they would activate the camera and says, I am so-and-so and I'm consenting to this. And then the other person would activate their camera, do the same thing. And then they would get down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? But like, obviously I'm not saying be that blunt, but maybe you can be that blunt. Like, what's wrong with having that conversation? I guess what I'm really trying to point out is that sex does not have to be a taboo topic.
Yeah,
everyone needs to be comfortable. Everyone needs to be comfortable with. Like, reading the room is still understanding that like you need to be comfortable.
100%.
Saying no, or I'm okay with sex as long as these things are the things that we do.
These are the parameters.
Yeah. Like
I might say no halfway through, like I'm kind of done with this.
Yes. Oh, which is huge on the consent thing, which is obviously, another thing. Like people also need to understand consent can be taken away at any moment in time. So you could be in the middle of a deed, excuse my French, in the middle of a good stroke, and at the end of the day, if someone says no, it's time to stop. So at the end of the day, and that's all parties involved. Yeah. Okay. Guys can withdraw consent. Women can withdraw consent, and any other gender can withdraw consent at any time.
Yeah, during.
So I'm glad we're having this topic because that really, who said that it needs to be taught more? Who said that?
We both feel the same way. But we have to understand that that's not where we came from.
That needs to be taught more
from our age, and it's like we ain't pumping that on TikTok. We're not pumping that in our music. We're not pumping that in any area of culture.
Not at
all. I actually have a song, bro, I'm afraid to put out, but it's literally a song about consent. It's called Say Yes. It's fire. I'll play it after this. I'll let y'all hear it after this.
Ask a girl before you knock her down. Hey.
No, it ain't like that. It's very it's still sexy and R&B like.
Yeah,
but
I want to hear it though.
You know what I'm saying? Only if you say yes. Like, because there's nothing sexier at the end of the day
than consent, bro.
Let me tell you why. Because there's no thought in your head about what is going on. You're able to freely be yourself and do what you need to do in the confines of what y'all have discussed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if you need something different, then find something different. But here's what I'm going to say. It's stuck and stupid. Let me tell you why. Oh, no, it's not. Here's what I would say. This is my own personal experience. From my faith, and even if it wasn't even based on my faith, but from my faith alone, I wish I would have waited till I was married, and here's why. There are times that I really feel like I robbed Katie of me, right? Because other people have had me. So there are times I'm like, there was one thing that I probably could have given her that nobody else had, but I can't no more because somebody else has already had me. So I say that to say if you have already not done it, and then not to say that I don't regret nothing I did. But if you have already done it, disregard this. If you have not and you're thinking about marriage as your end goal, because some people, that's not their end goal. They just want to be single and everything else and whatever. If you're thinking about marriage as your end goal and you really want to find somebody you love and you want to be with and you want to respect and you want to give them something special, I would really consider staying a virgin and finding somebody else who stayed a virgin as well. And the reason why I say that is because if y'all get married, the experience y'all going to have, you don't have any other outside experience. So you're never going to have a tie to somebody else or something else, right? You get into a hoopty, if I slap a Bentley sticker on it, you don't know if it's a Bentley or a hoopty or not.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it's not, none of it is stuck and stupid. But for me personally, getting it out the way if we're sexually compatible is important because it's not going to go much further if we not.
Yeah, that's why I say like religious purpose 100%, like for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know there's another end because what if we get divorced and I marry somebody else and I knock them down?
Not knock them down.
Well, I don't. Yeah. You know what's funny? The reason I think knock down is like better than the word sex. Sex freaks me out. I hate that word.
But that's the thing, though. That's why we have been conditioned to think that talking about sex, and all of the terms that come along with it, we have to find different words to say because it freaks us out. That's by design. Yeah. That's
I don't like the V word, but I like the P word.
That's also by design.
Yeah, that's why I love the Andre when he put that on this thing. I was like, oh, that's
No, that's also by design. Like everything, and that's not to say that we can't. Lingo is lingo, right?
Yeah,
like at the end of the day,
100%.
Language is language, and it's going to be what it is. But that's part of the work that I do, and I'm also very passionate about. I studied throughout my graduate degree. There were two things I studied, which was one was recidivism in black males in prison. The other one was sex addiction and just its relationship in general to young males, right? So I'm very passionate about talking about sex, about being open about sex. If people follow me on IG and they're my close friends, they know that we talk about healthy sexual relationships with other people and yourself. Exploring your own body and having these conversations is super duper important because it's an aspect of life, and you won't even be able to have it with your significant other for forever, your wife, your husband, your whatever, if you're not comfortable about it. I'm telling you, you'll get into a relationship and you don't want to hurt your wife's feeling, and maybe your wife or your husband ain't doing it right? We've talked about that before. You ain't
100%. You gotta.
But if you have a good relationship with sex, you're able to say, maybe I don't like that, but can we try something different? Can we try this? Can you try that? But we're not doing that if we're afraid of that, and we're not. That's what, and we're not doing that. We're not getting the consent. And you never have to worry about, did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? If you get that, so that's what I spend. I would love to spend my off time mentoring specifically youth and sex in general.
I agree.
Terminology, being comfortable, and saying no, and taking the power back of your body.
Yeah. Because
everybody's trying to take it away. If you're on IG or you're on anything else, you will see everybody's trying to take the power of your body away. Specifically, we talk about women, people trying to make laws about your body and take it away. So it's an important topic, but I don't think it's stuck and stupid per se. But I do think if your goal is to give your wife or your husband or your forever spouse something special and you have not had that experience yet, save it. I think you
100%
surprise yourself.
I'd even add on the opposite end of that spectrum is if your goal is to knock anyone and everyone down, then there's still education in
around
what you want to do
100%.
And making sure that you know the places that you can constantly get tested.
Mm-hmm.
There is just like, what's weird, there's so much free sex education out there.
Everywhere.
Like, and then there's also so much free supplies.
And resources.
Resources. And so like, man, just going into like the county health clinic.
Yeah.
Golly, if you were really that kind of person, you can go in there, walk out with a month's worth of supplies of, condoms and everything else that you would need as a guy. And so like the thing is, as a nation, because other worlds like censorship is different.
It's different.
Other
100%.
countries, right? So in our country, we have to learn to truly be comfortable with having those conversations and talking about it freely.
Europe loves it.
Yeah. Well, but the censorship behind it, like there's a lot of like they may love it, but as you notice, their numbers and rates are drastically different. Granted, the population is different, so it's not easily to compare. But like you can see in the interactions that people aren't afraid to talk about sex over there, and so there's less of the negatives that come with the unknown.
It's so much more normalized, and we need to make it here normalized, not in the sense of
that they need to do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that there's information that people are being responsible. People are having fun, but they're being responsible with their fun. And that's just right now not the culture of the United States. Whether we talk about sex, we talk about drugs, we talk about alcohol, responsibility in doing so, we talk about gambling. It's just not in the American culture. We're gluttonous.
Responsibility and accountability are not
really in our culture. So it's going to take some time. We got to get the youth involved. But in order to get the youth involved, we ourselves have to tear down the walls of taboo, because if we don't, we ain't going to be able to help them out.
Draymond.
Oh my gosh. And with that being said, here is my word for the day to get y'all unstuck in life, whether we be talking about this subject or other subjects. Okay. I know I forgot the glasses again. Listen, do what you can with what you have where you are. Stucky Situations.
That's actually pretty good for almost every topic
for every topic we hit today. Do what you can with what you have where you are. You will surprise yourself and you'll surprise everybody else. Peace.
If it's up
and it's stuck.
Hey.